Hello, peeps. It's me, K Steps, and I'm back. And I'm not happy at all about the show that I have to do tonight. I'm not happy at all about the topic, the subject matter. I'm not happy at all about what happened to a Tatiana Jefferson. Uh, I'm just this is way too much. This is way too much. It has gone way too far, and something has got to be done. And since it's obvious that nobody else is going to do anything, we have got to do something. We have got to band together, and we in the black community, we as ADOS, we've got to do something because this is insanity. This is insanity. Um, as I'm sure you guys have heard, and for those of you who haven't heard, um, Tatiana Jefferson was shot and killed by a Fort Worth, Texas police officer in her home about 2:30 Saturday morning, about 2:30 a.m. Saturday morning. She was shot and killed in her home. Um, she had moved back in with her mom because her mom was ailing, her mom was sick, and she had moved back in with her mom to take care of her mom. And her nephew were up playing video games. And one of her neighbors saw the door open, but the screen door was closed. And he claims that he was concerned, so he made a non-emergency call to the police for somebody just to basically come out and do a well check. You know, a well check is when you can call the police and and have them go to somebody's home to do a well check to make sure that everything is okay, to make sure that all is well. Well, the next thing you know, she's standing at a window, and this rogue police officer, white police officer, of course, fires one shot into the window and kills her. So I'll get into my commentary and get into my thoughts in a few minutes. But let me read this article from CNN and bring y'all up to speed. For those of you who know, and for those of you who don't know, let me bring you up to speed about um, LaTatiana. And right off the bat, one thing is already worrying me. One thing is already bothering me. Um, her family has already been contacted by Lee Merritt. Yeah, the same Lee Merritt that was dealing with both of John's family, the same Lee Merritt that's dealing with Joshua Brown's family. That Lee Merritt has already contacted her family and is already calling himself the lawyer for the slain woman's family. Why do they need a lawyer? She just died. She was just murdered. Why do you need a lawyer already? Why do you need a lawyer? Nobody has been charged with anything. No investigation has been done. Why do you need a lawyer? Now I can understand if he called himself their spokesman or their spokesperson. But why do they need a lawyer? None of them are being charged with anything. So why do they need a lawyer? Why is this? I mean, why are these people always around where they think there's a possibility of a bag? Anyway, lawyer for slain woman's family says Fort Worth police should not be investigating themselves. He said the same thing about the Dallas Police Department when they were supposed to be doing the investigation about Joshua Brown, that they didn't need to investigate themselves. Now, I agree. I agree 100%. I agree that it's past time for the Justice Department, for the FBI, for some independent investigative source to come in and take a look at all of this. I mean, Texas has declared war. If you ask me, the state of Texas has declared war on black people. The state of Texas has declared war on black people, if you ask me. In a later video, I'm going to do a story, and I'm going to showcase the young black girl, the young black refugee girl that was targeted by this white guy when she was walking to the bus stop. And he beat this child and strangled this child to within inches of her life. They didn't think she was going to live. And the beating and the strangulation was so bad that she actually had to have heart surgery. She actually needed a heart transplant. And she was 12 years old at the time. And this happened in Texas. So what is going on in Texas? I'm telling you, Texas has waged war on black folk. I mean, obvious war. I mean, we're in war anyway. We've been at war since we've been here. Since we've been since we've been here under slavery. But Texas is just out and out with it. So I agree 100%. They definitely do not need to be investigating themselves. That's the question that's being asked around the table. Who's policing the police? All right. This article is by Ralph Ellis, Nicole Chavez, and Holly Silverman. Updated 6:57 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Sunday, October 13, 2019. Okay, I gotta, you know how my page decides it wants to stick sometimes, so it has decided it wants to stick a little bit. Okay. A lawyer for the family of a black woman who was fatally shot inside her Fort Worth, Texas home by a white police officer says an outside agency should be brought in to investigate the killing. We don't think the Fort Worth police should be investigating it on their own, Attorney Lee Merritt told CNN Sunday. He said police reached out to his client, but they'd rather talk with independent investigators about the shooting. Tatiana Coquise Jefferson, 28, was killed around 2:30 a.m. Saturday after a neighbor called dispatchers to report the woman's front door was open, police said. This is my thing. Why are we still trusting the police? Why are we still calling the police? Why are we still trusting them? And thinking that they're going to come and they're going to do their jobs, which is to protect and serve. No, they have new orders now. And those new orders are to shoot to kill. Shoot, kill, ask question later, especially if it's a black person. James Smith, Jefferson's neighbor, told the Fort Worth Star Telegram he called a non-emergency police number when he saw her doors open and lights on in the early morning hours, instead of just calling her. Instead of just picking up the phone calling her. Or maybe just, walking over there and knocking on the door. Is everything okay? Since this is his neighbor. We have got to stop trusting the police. We can't call them. We can't call them like white folks can call them. We can't call them like white folks call on us. Because they coming with weapons drawn and intent to kill. Just understand they're coming with weapons drawn and intent to kill. Just like Amber Geiger got on that stand and made it clear her intention was to kill Botham Jean. And that's exactly what she did. The officers were searching the perimeter of the woman's home when they saw a person standing inside near a window, and one of them opened fire, killing her, police said. At a news conference Sunday, police spokesman Lieutenant Brandon O'Neill said the officer did not identify himself as a police officer before the shooting. Okay, so They get this telephone call, a non-emergency call, to just do a well check, to just, stop by, make sure everything is okay. Instead of them going to the door, knocking on the door, identifying themselves as police officers, asking the question, finding out what was going on, and then leaving, they searching the perimeter of this woman's house. Why? According to the neighbor, it was a non-emergency call. According to the neighbor, it was just supposed to be a well check. According to the neighbor, he didn't give them any kind of information or any reason to believe that anything suspicious or any kind of foul play or anything like that was going on. He was just a little concerned, so he wanted them to do a well check. So why were they searching the perimeter of this woman's home without ever identifying themselves, without ever letting her know that they were there? Jefferson's 8-year-old nephew was inside the house at the time, O'Neill said. Merritt said Jefferson was playing video games with the boy. So you shooting in a house, you don't know who in the house, you don't know what's going on in the house, you don't know whether there's children in the house. You understand what I'm saying? You've been around the perimeter long enough. Did you stop to listen to see if you heard any kind of commotion or any signs of violence or anything like that? No. They saw a black figure standing at the window and shot first. Like I said, that's their new orders. Shoot first, ask questions later when it's somebody black, and shoot to kill. O'Neill said the officer who fired the shots will be interviewed on Monday by the department's major cases unit. Big deal. I'm getting to the rest of the article, you guys. Hold on. Some body camera footage released. Hours after the shooting, police released a heavily edited version of the officer's body camera footage. Why does it have to be edited? Why can't we just see the footage of what happened? The nearly 2-minute video shows officers walking outside the home with flashlights for a few minutes before one of them yells, "Put your hands up, show me your hands," and shoots his weapon through a window. The Fort Worth Police Department is releasing available body camera footage to provide a transparent and relevant information to the public as we are allowed within the confines of the Public Information Act and forthcoming investigation, police said. In a statement, police said the officers entered the home and gave the woman medical treatment, but she died at the scene. Killed, one shot, one kill shot, just one. Not a warning shot. You understand what I'm saying? There was no time between him saying, "Put your hands up, show me your hands," before he shoots his weapon. And just one kill shot. Military. These people are not just trained to be police officers. This sounds like military training. I mean, Amber Geiger, two shots. Both of them, John was down. One to the head, one to the heart. In the dark. Because she claimed it was dark. Police have not named the officer. Of course they haven't. Of course they haven't, because they want to take the time to go and check his social media, his Facebook, his Instagram, all of that, to make sure that he hasn't made any kind of racist comments or whatever before they release his name. Of course, but if he was a black suspect, his name would have been released by now. If he was a black suspect, his name would be released. Police have not named the officer who joined the department in April of last year. The officer has been placed on administrative leave pending the outcome of the investigation. And again, The police are going to investigate the police. Okay, here comes the bullshit. You know, it's always bullshit. I'm shaken, I'm mad, I'm upset. Um, this comes with a picture of a home. This is her house. This is the house where she was shot. So she lives in a nice, modest home. Nice cars in the garage, the carport. So you know, let's wait for them to come up with the lie about she lived in the hood. So I guess she gonna be a drug dealer too. I guess a drug deal gone wrong is well, they can't say a drug deal gone wrong because the police officer killed her. So I get, so you know, what's it gonna be? You know, the neighborhood was so bad that the police were just automatically suspicious and just automatically suspected that there was some foul play or that there was something afoot, or they were just so afraid. Yeah, they feared for their lives. He feared for his life. But if you were so afraid, why didn't you just walk up to the door and knock on the door to find out what was going on? How does that mix that you were afraid? I'm just throwing it out there, you know, because they good for saying that that's the reason why they did, because they were in fear of their lives. So that's the reason why they shot to kill unarmed people. Okay, well, that won't stick this time, I don't think, because you walked around this woman's house in the dark with nothing but flashlights for a few minutes before she showed up at the window. You walked around her house in the dark for a few minutes with flashlights before she showed up at the window, and there was this command from this police officer. So you couldn't have been but so afraid, because if scared people don't walk around in the dark. Don't walk around strange unknown places in the dark with a flashlight. I'm shaking, I'm mad, I'm upset. Smith, the neighbor who called police, told the Fort Worth Star Telegram that he knew Jefferson was home with her nephew when he saw the doors of the house open and was concerned about them. He told the newspaper he was trying to be a good neighbor and called authorities so they could check on them. So he just called for them to do a well check visit. I'm shaken, I'm mad, I'm upset, and I feel it's partly my fault. He told the news outlet, if I had never dialed the police department, she'd still be alive. Now I want you to think about that. Stop for a minute and think about what this man just said. If I had not dialed the police department, the people that we pay to serve and protect us, I think sometimes American citizens as a whole, not just black, but American citizens as a whole, forget we pay these people. These people work for us. Our tax dollars pay their salaries, their pensions, all of that. Our tax dollars, they work for us. They are our employees. And our employees are rising up in the streets, exterminating us, executing us at will whenever they get ready, under any kind of circumstances. But we pay these people. If it was not for your local and your county tax dollars, they wouldn't have jobs. We pay state employees. So this man says, okay, the people that I pay, I call them to come and check on a neighbor. And if I hadn't called the people that I pay to do a certain job, if I hadn't called them to come and do their job, this woman would still be alive. And he's talking about the police that we pay, law enforcement that we pay. So we're paying them to take us out. We're paying them to execute us. We're paying them now to just walk up in our homes and kill us when they get ready. Ain't got to wait till we get out on the street or until we driving while black or whatever. Now they can just come up in our homes and do it, in our yards and walk in our apartments and do it. This was the ninth police-involved shooting in 2019 by Fort Worth, Texas police. 7 of those were fatal, according to O'Neill. I wonder, he didn't say how many were black. Probably all of them. If not all of them, the majority of them. Fatal. 7 shootings. 7 police-involved shootings in 2019 by the Fort Worth, Texas police, and 7 of them were fatal. 7 of them. It's only been 9. So that means there's only 2 people still alive. 9 times out of 10, they white. Shoot to kill. Don't shoot to harm. Don't shoot to slow them down. Don't shoot to de-escalate. Don't give a warning shot. Just shoot to kill. Excessive force right off the bat. Shoot to kill. That's how they're being trained. Those are their new orders. Shoot to kill, especially when it's a black person. The department said that it shares the deep concerns of the public and is committed to completing an extremely thorough investigation of this critical police incident to its resolution. Yeah, right, whatever. We've heard it all before. The Fort Worth Police Officers Association issued a statement Sunday that said, in part, any loss of life is tragic, but the reported circumstances surrounding this incident are heartbreaking. We are urging the Fort Worth Police Department to conduct a thorough and transparent investigation, and through that investigation, we hope to gain clarity and understanding of what exactly transpired. We already know what transpired. A woman was in her home tending to her business, and a rogue police officer came and killed her in her home. An unarmed woman that was not in the commission of a crime in her own home, playing video games with her nephew, and a rogue white police officer came and shot her and killed her. We already know what transpired. We don't need to understand anything. We don't need any more clarity. It's clear. Put your hands up. Show me your hands. Now, remember that bullshit I told you was coming? Here it is. Officers responded to the woman's home after dispatchers received a call around 2:25 a.m. from a person saying his or her neighbor's front door was open. In the body cam video, when the officers first arrive at the house, the door is open and the lights are on, but no one can be seen. The officers then walk around the home and into the dark holding a flashlight. At some point, one of them quickly approaches a window with his weapon drawn. Just like Amber Gallagher at that door with her weapon drawn. Why? Because the intent to kill is already there. If you don't have any intention of using the weapon, why is it drawn? And again, why do they walk around this woman's house in the dark with flashlights without identifying themselves? Without knocking on the door, trying to find out what was going on, letting somebody know the police was out there, something. Why are they walking around her house in the dark? Without informing her that they're there. Within seconds, the officer yells, "Put your hands up, show me your hands," and fires through the window. He does not identify himself as a police officer before firing his weapon. So at no point does this woman, in her own home, in the privacy of her own home, where she's supposed to be safe and secure, at no point does this woman know that the police are outside her house. So she probably hearing stuff, maybe hearing them talk, maybe seeing, little glares of the flashlight. So she goes to the window to try to figure out what's going on around my house. because nobody has identified themselves. And she gets shot. The officer drew his weapon and fired one shot after perceiving a threat. There we go. Perceiving a threat. What threat were you perceiving? You have gone on private property at 2 something in the morning, and you have not in any way informed the owner that you are there. You're moving around on this property in the dark with nothing but a flashlight. Still haven't identified yourself. Still haven't let the homeowner know that you're there. But you perceived a threat? So you're just going to start shooting? The officers found a firearm when they entered the room, the department statement said. The video released by police shows 2 mostly blurred clips that appeared to be from inside the home, showing a firearm. Okay, and maybe she had a gun. See, already the bullshit starts. Because she's black, we got to bring out, you know what I'm saying, that she had a gun in the house. She had a gun in the house. Okay, and but that gun was not in her hand. Because I'm quite sure she wasn't playing video games with her nephew holding a gun. We have the right to bear arms as well. We are American citizens as well. We have the right to bear arms. We have the right to carry. In some cases, we even have the right to carry and conceal. So what does a gun being in her house have to do with any of this? This woman is dead because you didn't do your job. Your job was to show up, inform, identify yourself, inform this woman that you were there, let her know why you were there, do the well check, and leave. At the Sunday news conference, a reporter asked O'Neal if Jefferson was holding that handgun when the officer shot. O'Neal declined to answer because she wasn't. Because she was not. CNN requested the unedited body camera footage, an incident report, and dispatch audio from the dispatch call that prompted the response, the call that came from the neighbor. But a police spokesperson said nothing additional would be released at this time. I know it won't, because y'all got to try to doctor. Y'all got to try to doctor all your stuff up, and try to edit this and edit that and cut this out and add this in and all that. Y'all got to try to fix it up and make it look as good for y'all as you possibly can. Because there is no explanation for this. There is no reasonable, sensible explanation for this. There is no reason for this woman to be dead. Except for that white cops have been given that order. You shoot first, ask questions later, especially if it's somebody black. And you shoot to kill. CNN requested, well, I just read that. I'm sorry. This is oof. You know, we want to see justice. Merritt, a civil rights lawyer, told CNN that Jefferson was a 2014 graduate of Xavier University with a bachelor's of science degree in biology. She worked in pharmaceutical sales and had moved into her ailing mother's home to take care of her. She has 3 siblings. Well, she had 3 siblings. It's another one of those situations where the people that are supposed to protect us are actually not here to protect us, Jefferson's sister said. Amber Carr told CNN affiliate KTVT. You know, you want to see justice, but justice won't bring my sister back. Merritt drew a parallel to another high-profile fatal police shooting in the region. Like most people in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, they were following the Amber Geiger trial fairly closely and were familiar with the issues at hand with the use of force by a police officer, he said. Geiger was a white Dallas police officer who walked into a black man's apartment thinking it was her own. They need to stop that lie. They need to stop that lie right there, right now. White media needs to stop that lie. She knew exactly where she was. She knew exactly where she was. She knew she was not in her apartment. And there was enough of testimony to prove that there were too many signs, too many signals on her way from where she parked on the roof to the actual hall where she encountered Botham Jean. There were enough of signs, there were enough of signals, there were enough of things in her environment to let her know that she was on the wrong floor. So they need to stop that lie that she thought she was at her own apartment, because she didn't. She knew good and well she didn't have a big red doormat in front of her door. That alone was enough to tell her that she was not at her own apartment. So they need to stop that lie. And shot and killed the man. She was recently sentenced to 10 years in prison. Merritt represents the family of the slain man, Botham Jean, whatever. Like I said, these folks need to get rid of Lee Merritt. Lee Merritt ain't doing nothing for nobody. He ain't no good for nothing. He's just out for a bag. He's just out for a settlement. And in order for these black families to get these settlements, you know what I'm saying? They got to play the game. They got to play the game like Botham Jean's family did, with all that forgiveness and one day I hope we can be friends and all of that. You got to play the game to get the bag. And that's all Lee Merritt is there for, to help guide them into how to play the game to get the bag. It ain't about justice. It's about the bag. Merritt has started a Justice for a Tatiana Jefferson GoFundMe page. Really? There was no reason for her to be murdered, the page says. None. That's it. That's the article from CNN. It's just it. So, I want Dallas Police Chief Renee Hall. I want Judge Tammy the Mammy Kemp. I want that bald-headed black bailiff woman that was stroking all on Amber Geiger's hair and all of that. I want Botham Jean's family. I want Jay-Z, Candace Owens, some of these folks on YouTube that started running with that whole lie about Joshua Brown being a drug dealer, and a drug deal gone wrong is the reason why he dead. You understand what I'm saying? All you coons and all you bootlicks and all you ass kissers and all of that, I want all of y'all to take a good look at this. All of you Bible thumping idiots that walked around with all of this mess about mercy and forgiveness and all of that, take a good look at this. This is what your mercy and your forgiveness got you. Well, not you, but this is what it got this young woman. It probably won't matter until it's you, or until it's somebody in your family, your brother, your sister, your daughter, your son, your wife, your girlfriend, your baby mama, whatever. It probably won't matter until it's somebody in your family. But this is what all of the cooning and all of the going along with white supremacy and speaking against the truth. It was one dude on YouTube when all of that mess first started coming out about Joshua Brown and about the 3 guys from Louisiana and all of this, and it's a drug deal gone wrong and all of this. It was one guy on YouTube. I was watching his video. I thought the guy, was pro-black. I thought he was, up and up because, he was all into teaching history, and, he knows a lot about African history and about, the history of Africans in America, ADOS history. He knows a whole lot. So I thought, this guy was pro-black. He was all about what's going on with black folks. Well, I'm sitting there listening to him do his broadcast about the whole Joshua Brown thing. And the more I'm listening, the more I hear this dude doing all that he could to make this narrative, this lie that the Dallas Police Department had put out, to make it stick, to make it work. And calling people that are saying that the Dallas Police Department was involved in it and that it was a hit, and all this, talking about they were conspiracy theories. And he wasn't into conspiracy theories, he was into facts. What facts? The bullshit that white media feeds you. I had to turn the mess off and unsubscribe from his channel. And then the next thing you know, oh, here they got mug shots of Joshua Brown up and all of this kind of stuff. And I'm listening, and I'm looking in some of the comments, and I'm seeing more and more black people, looking like they actually trying to buy this bullshit. It's all of y'all type of folk. It's all of y'all type of black people that help put targets on the backs of black people like this young woman right here. All this simping and all this caping and all of this, going along with bullshit and all of this, just willing to go along. I mean, get along to go along or to get along or however you put it, and all of that because you're scared of your little job or because you're scared of the white folks at your job, your plantation job, or because you got one or two so-called white friends and you don't want to be seen as the pro-black. You go along with all of this mess. And then you put it out there in front of white America that you going along with it, that you buying into it. And it emboldens them even more than they already are. And it puts a target on the backs of every other black person, even on your back. You think you doing something. You understand what I'm saying? You think you protecting yourself and maybe protecting your own because you going along with stuff and you not rocking the boat and you not causing no waves and you're going to be the black face of white supremacy and you're going to be the one to come out, the black person to come out and to talk their talking points for them and to push their agendas and all that. And then you think that makes you safe. No, you got just a bigger target on your back as all the rest of us. Now, if it hadn't been for all of that foolishness in that courtroom with Amber Geiger, coming from Judge Tammy the Mammy, from Botham John's stupid coon brother, and from that black slave that was taking orders from that man that was sitting up front, stroking all in this woman's head and everything, it's very, very possible that the jury would have sentenced her the way she should have been sentenced. And it would have sent a strong, powerful message that America is getting tired of this. And that this type of stuff is no longer going to be tolerated. But all of that hugging and kissing and forgiving and mercy and preaching and praying and reading Bible scriptures, all it did was let these white racists know, these race soldiers know, well, we kill us a nigga, we might get 5 or 10 years. We can do 5 or 10 years easy. They ain't gonna do nothing but put us in protective custody when we go to prison. They ain't gonna put us out there in general population. So, and then, we get us the right judge. They gonna throw a little something in there that we might be able to use on appeal or whatever. We'll be fine. Cause the niggas gonna forgive us. The niggas gonna show us mercy and leniency. So we'll be all right. Why should we stop what we doing? Why should we be concerned? Ain't no real repercussions for our actions. We're not held accountable for anything that we do. It's sickening. So I'm more upset right now with all of these black coons and all these black kiss ups and ass kissers. I'm more upset with them right now than I am the white supremacists, the racists, the race soldiers. They just doing what they've been doing. Just doing what we forgave them into. Black people, if you're not gonna get on code, if you're not gonna be a part of the solution, stop being a part of the problem. Stop putting targets on the backs of your own people so you can get a little crumb from master's table. Or so you can sit in the house and play house nigga for a while because you tired of the field. Stop. If over there with them is where you want to be and they will accept you, go. We will gladly release you. We don't want you anyway. Go. But stay out of our affairs. Stay out of things that concern ADOS. Stay out of it. Stay out of our way. Keep your mouths shut about anything that concerns ADOS, whether it be political, whether it be as far as, us getting justice for all of these murders and executions. No matter what it be, just keep your mouth shut. Shut up. Go on over there. Kiss all the ass you want to kiss. Lick all the boots you want to lick. Be all the bed wenches and buck and bed bucks that you want to be. Just stay from over here. Because you getting us killed. With all that foolish talk. With all this cheesing and grinning and smiling up at these white supremacists and these races. You getting us killed. And the purging process has got to start with you. We have got to start cleaning house with you, the black collaborators, before we ever truly start dealing with the white supremacists and white supremacy and the racists and the race soldiers. Before we ever truly start dealing with them, we got to purge you out. We got to weed you out. We got to get you up out the mix. And for all you foolish white folks, and I've seen quite a few of you, because some of you came on in my comment section on a couple of my videos, that had so much to say about Joshua Brown being a drug dealer and all this kind of stuff. Okay, you are welcome to believe whatever you want to believe. That's fine. You are welcome. If you are that ignorant and that stupid and that blind and that willing to be a sheep for the 1% that don't give a fuck about you either. Because just like they don't care anything about us, they don't care anything about you. Just like they lie to us, they lie to you. They need you to support white supremacy. Not for you, but for them. Because they're the ones that benefit from it. But anyway, if you want to continue to be stupid, be stupid. If you want to continue to be blind, be blind. If you want to continue to walk around thinking that you got some kind of superior, supremacy, or you want to walk around, thinking that because you got a little taste of white privileges that at some point you can aspire to be a part of that 1%, or even that 5%. If that's what you don't want to do, fine, do it. But do it understanding this. The same thing they do to us, they will do to you. When this beast called white supremacy is no longer satisfied with the taste of black blood and the taste of black's flesh, who do you think he's coming for? Who do you think he's coming for? And your white privilege won't help you. The fact that you saw this going on in America and knew it wasn't right and didn't say anything because you were afraid of losing your white privilege. You were afraid of losing your whiteness. So you didn't say anything. That's not going to stop him from destroying you. And just like you didn't say anything when it was happening to us, who's going to say something when it's happening to you? Who's going to say something when it's Kara Ann or Elizabeth instead of a Tatiana? Who's going to say something when it's Chad instead of Joshua Brown? Who's going to say something when it's Bo instead of Botham John? Because your day is coming. Because this beast is almost out of control. And when a beast is out of control, it attacks whatever, whoever, whatever, whenever. So don't think for 1 minute that your whiteness, your white privilege can save you from white supremacy. Just think about that. Black folks, it's time to rise up, time to gird up, time to get up, time to man and woman up, and put an end to this mess. And all of this going on in the black community, continuing to go on in the black community, nothing new. Nothing new. I mean, come on, in less than a month, they let you know that the Amber Geiger case didn't change anything. That 10-year prison sentence didn't mean anything to them. They letting you know. We ain't gonna stop. We're gonna do exactly what we want to do. We're gonna do exactly what we've been doing. We're gonna kill you any kind of way we want to. We're gonna kill you out in the streets. We're gonna kill you in your home. We're gonna kill you any kind of way we want to. We're gonna take you out. And while all this going on, we got the Democrats over there in Los Angeles having an LGBTQ town hall talking about the transgender women of color that are being killed. And black women and men are being killed, gunned down, slain, executed, exterminated every day. But we're supposed to be concerned about the transgender women of color that are being killed, usually by their own, meaning by somebody else in the gay community. Black folks, I'm going to say it one more time. We all we got. We have no friends. We have no allies. Nobody's on our side. Nobody's coming to save us. Nobody's watching our backs. But if we get on code, if we codify, if we unite, and if we work together towards one common goal, we ain't all got to like each other. We ain't got to live together and sing kumbaya with each other all the time, but we have got to get on code enough that when the moment comes, whatever's going on with us, we sit that to the side and we hop on code. We get on code. We got each other's backs. We know what we're supposed to say. We know what we're not supposed to say. We know how we're supposed to act. We know how we're not supposed to act. We know where we're supposed to go, where we're not supposed to go. We know what to do and what not to do. That's what being on code is. It's a code of conduct. That's unity. Unity has nothing to do with people always liking each other. Unity has nothing to do with people always getting along with each other. Unity has nothing to do with people always agreeing with each other. We can agree to disagree. We're not going to always agree. We're not going to always love each other. But this ain't about love and hug and kisses. See, that's what got us in this mess. We want affection from white folk. We want to be liked. We want to be accepted by the dominant society. Get the acceptance, the hugs, the kisses, the forgiveness, the kumbaya, the let's all get along. Get that mess off your mind. And understand you don't have to get along with people all the time to make the stuff happen. Find the common ground and build there. But we got to do better. We got to. We running out of time. They running out of time, and they gonna make sure we running out of time. They running out of time, nature killing them, and they killing us. Nature killing them, and they killing us. Who's gonna survive? Who's gonna be strong enough to survive? Because we are in a war. Understand that. We are in war. This is war time. America is a war zone for black folks. We need to get that. We need to finally accept that. We need to finally accept this beast ain't gonna all of a sudden wake up one day and realize, oh my God, I've been wrong for 400 and some plus years. Let me change my ways. No. If any changing need to be done, we're gonna have to change it. But we gotta change ourselves first. We gotta do that interchanging before we can change anything externally. We gotta change ourselves internally. How many more deaths? How many more innocent black folks? How many more black folks just at home? Now, because now it's at your home. Now you ain't safe at home. The people that you used to could call to come when you didn't feel safe at home are the people now that are coming to your home and kill you. Exterminate you, execute you. One shot. Boom, you gone. No questions asked. No reasons why. You just dead. We got some changes to make, and we better make them quick. We running out of time. Good night.